Hey drivers, welcome back. Today we're going to race in Project Cars 2 to recall how amazing this game really was. Alright, here we go. We're going to drive in the first car that I ever drove in this game. That's the Ferrari 488. Man, look at this game. It still looks current gen, really. It's just beautiful. And still one of the best VR experiences you can have in VR. It's just stunning. That's terrible. So that's one weird thing that they had about this game. While driving, you know, sometimes the cars just weren't very smart, the AI, when it came to the first couple of corners. They didn't know what to do. So what do? They just stopped. And you just had to be ready for that. Whoa. Well, here we're running into the issue once again. It looks like we have a little wreck and they don't know how to get out of it. Alright, you're pointed the wrong way, buddy. The shenanigans, I tell you. Let's just start over. So let's try this again and see if we can avoid having the pile-ups. It's most likely going to happen on the first couple turns for sure. Yep, here we go. I'll just sneak up the inside here. Come on guys, spread out. One way you can kind of resolve this is just put fewer cars on the track. But I love putting as many as I can. It makes it really feel authentic. There we go. Oh, yeah, looks like we got through there a little better this time. So yeah, just trial and error sometimes. Wow, it's just so stunning. The reflections, the shadows. So I'm running, just out of nowhere he just hit the brakes. I'm running my system here is an i7 9700K with an RTX 3080 graphics card, and I'm using the HP Reverb G2, and it just looks absolutely stunning with this setup. Now that GPU prices and computer prices have come down, if you guys have a copy of this game and you've upgraded and haven't used it since, I totally recommend it. Speaking about availability and copy of this game, it's no longer available on Steam for purchase, which is very, very sad. However, you can still buy it for console if you buy a used, like, a used CD for one of those consoles. I know it was on PS4 and Xbox One. In fact, I have two copies of the Xbox One variant because before I transferred over to the PC, I was a console gamer. Like, I played only racing games on consoles, and I have a lot of them. But this was the game that got me to make the jump. I remember my first time playing, I was like, wow, this feels so much more realistic. And granted, a lot of people are like, well, it didn't feel that great, but to me, coming from Forza Motorsport and Gran Turismo, pretty much the level 3 section in my last video, or one of my earlier videos that I did surrounding 4 levels of racing game fever. Check that out, I'll throw a card up there, but watch the rest of this. Driving in this type of game, it just really changed the game for me. Having to really manage your fuel management, your tire wear, being concerned about wrecking, because if you wreck, you can actually damage your car to the point where it doesn't move anymore. In Gran Turismo or Forza, it had some damage, at least in Forza. They're okay with it, but it didn't simulate it to the point where you weren't going to finish the race, Yeah, granted, I think if you slammed into a wall really, really hard, your car would go to a crawl. But in this game, oh, I'm driving so slow. In this game, you can actually lose your wheels. At least, especially with the Formula 1 cars. You're not going anywhere once you lose your wheel. I think you can also like blow the engine. I'm not quite sure if they simulated flat spotting in this game. I know Race Room and a few others do, which I'll probably play sometime on this channel. I am driving so slow, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, but man, yeah, look at that. Look at that sky. It's just so neat because every time you come around, it's different. Like that's how. It says start defending the car behind is what he just said. So I also love that aspect about it. You had the pit crew talking to you and coaching you along, telling you how you did. You don't have that in Forza. So when I bought this for a console, I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna see what else is available for this. I'm seeing, you know, on all these YouTube videos I'm watching that people have done mods and the different configurabilities are just a little bit better. Let me give it a shot. And at the time also I had discovered Assetto Corsa, which also was on console, and I bought that. So it was kind of in tandem, Assetto Corsa and this game that got me to make the jump. Now with Assetto Corsa, just talk about that for a second. The thing that really got me excited about that game was the mods. You're telling me that I can race down Fujimi Kaido as Takemi in the Toyota 86 by just downloading a few of these mods from Race Department? Oh yeah, I was on board. So this game first whet my appetite for it, and then Assetto Corsa just kind of drove it home, and I went ahead and talked to my wife, can I invest in a PC? And to my great joy, she said yes. And now we have two PCs. When my buddies come over, we get a local play going. And that's another thing that I've been thinking about. I was like, well, how am I gonna play this game with friends now that the servers will eventually go down? You know, it's not like we have a local server set up to plug in, and it's probably a way to do that. I haven't messed around with that before, really. But I looked online, and there are game servers pre-populated with the game that you can pay a small fee for, and I mean I've seen as low as like $80 for 2 years to have your own server, and you can set up the tracks and configure it how you want, so you can continue to play with your buddies on this game. Now granted, unless you share it with the world, like hey guys, join my server over here, you're not going to have that many online players. But if you got enough people that you know in some of your communities, you can rent a server and still have a blast playing Project Cars 2. Alright, so this whole time I haven't really been trying the race here. I've just been hanging on to dear 27th place. Good grief, I didn't even notice what place I was in. I should have been trying a little bit harder. Just kind of going for a little drive here and enjoying the scenery. Let's see if I can get a better lap time this time around. I'm already shaved off 2 seconds. Goes to show how easy I was taking it. There we go. Oh, yeah, there goes that curb sucking that I talked about. Oh, and I'm around as soon as I start pushing it. Okay, we are pointed straight again. That took a while. We're in last, but that's not what this video is about. We're just enjoying enjoying the drive. Look at the lighting changing and the lights turning on. The whole ambiance changing as it goes into night. That's just so cool. So back there, before I crashed, I rolled over the curb, and if you touch the grass just a little bit or some of the curb, you just get sucked in like it's a black hole. And that's such a strange effect, because that's not how it would work in real life. Any of the other racing games too that you play, Autocorsa Competizione or Automobilista 2, which is built on the same madness engine as this, you don't get that effect. You actually just roll right over the curb. Now granted, the curbs should upset the car. Don't get me wrong, they should upset the car, but not in that way. And I think that was a deal breaker for a lot of people, because the racing line is usually on the curbs, and I haven't really been demonstrating that. But the fact that that's present, it really just destroyed the racing experience for a lot of people. They're just like, eh. And then Jimmy Brabant, I can't remember really what his complaint was, and a lot of people that love this game really hated the fact that he's just so hard on it. But you know, he is accurate to a point about some of his complaints, and granted, it shouldn't distract terribly from all the other things that are in this game that you can enjoy. If you just want to really feel immersed and you want to go for a drive and feel like you're an actual race car driver, there's no other racing sim that compares. There just really isn't. Going up through the ranks throughout your career, the high risk of getting in a crash and, you know, losing out on points and things. Yeah, granted, some of those things are in other games, but just visually and everything, for some reason, this game just really draws you in. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little race. If you want to drive anything like this, I recommend picking up Automobilista 2. Check out some of my other videos on that. I got plenty of videos, and also videos to help you with VR settings. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I always appreciate the support. And as always, guys, drive safe.